3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast with SIP Warriors, Quadzilla Karina,
And Viking Josh.
Today we have a special guest, Eric from Pump Nutrition. How you doing today, Eric?
Pretty good. What's up, guys?
Hello, Eric, and thank you for coming and
Yes, thank
joining
you.
us today.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite.
Yep,
Of course.
absolutely. So today, of course, Eric owns Pump Nutrition in Katy. You should definitely check him out. Awesome supplement.
Treats.
Treats, yes. I was going to say selection, and then the treats.
Yes, treats. Delicious, healthy treats.
Yes, he does these awesome bowls
Smoothies.
and smoothies that we absolutely love.
Can you see the smiles?
Yeah, absolutely. They're awesome. And then he can also customize them to your macros, right?
Correct.
All right. So today we want to talk a little bit about, your supplementation and what's the most common questions you would get asked when people come into your shop.
But first of all, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Eric. Obviously, I own the shop. You know, I started the shop. I came out of the oil and gas industry, so I did that for about 18 years and kind of gone through the ropes. And I climbed up the corporate ladder. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love corporate world, but at the end of the day, you're still a number. So I wanted something that I can actually help people. And, when I came across Pump Nutrition, there was one by the house I kept going to, and it's like I kept going and going and going. And then at the same time, it's like I'm learning as I go every time. It's like, okay, I've always worked out. It's the eating that really got me. So as I started getting better, started learning a little bit more about macros and what to supplement, stuff like that. So I started dropping weight, and I'm like, wow, it's like, okay, these guys help me out. How can I give back? Mm-hmm. And it's like with everything going down in the oil and gas industry, it's like, okay, well, I want something to fall back on. So I opened up the shop, and ever since I've opened up the shop, I feel like I've helped more people on a daily basis than I've helped, in the past in my life. So it's pretty rewarding, being able to every day, you have that feeling, like that tingling sensation when somebody walks by. It's like, you've been a part of that life change experience.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm sure you see this as a trainer, it's like you walk away, it's like, okay, I've taught them something that they're going to know for the rest of their life.
Yep.
So that's part of the main reason, I opened the shop, and it's like I continue to love it, and I'm there every day.
Yes.
Good. That's awesome.
And with a very welcoming smile every single time you come.
Yep.
With his puppy, his doggy.
I got my guard dog there too.
Yep. Very welcoming. And then you're so right. It's what I call it is planting seeds.
Yes.
Planting seeds. It's such a wonderful and rewarding feeling to know that you've guided them in a better direction.
Yeah, I would have to say, especially oil and gas. I worked it for years. With that, like you said, you're just a number, and then not only that, it's after a while, it's almost just like a repetitious thing to get up and go to work. For me, I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the paychecks, but after a while, it's just like, okay, let me get up and go to work. And Mondays were a dread. You hated it, and now it's more of like, okay, I can't wait for tomorrow, and then you really kind of lose track of the days. What's tomorrow again? Is it Friday or Monday or whatever? You don't really look forward to Fridays as having just a weekend just because it's the weekend and you don't have to go to work. It's like you're changing lives, you're helping people out, and you don't have that to look forward to as a reward system. Your reward system is helping people out.
Yeah.
So with that, what's the thing that you would bring to people's attention when they come into your shop, as far as like, okay, let's say a newbie's coming in, right? And they're like, hey, I want to get everything that makes me lose weight and gain muscle at the same time, right? I mean,
I bet you get that all the time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Every day.
I want the
day,
top of
there's
the
multiple
line.
People. So the number one thing is like, somebody will come in and they'll say, hey, I'm really trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get in. I want to get big. Then they look at me and it's like, I want to get bigger. I'm like, well, that can mean a bunch of different things. It's like, are you trying to get lean or are you trying to get big? Like power lifter big, or, just you want to be fit. There's a big difference. And I think the number one thing that I go to is understanding how many calories are you taking in. It's like, okay, you gotta eat to gain and you gotta eat to lose. So if you don't if you don't know that part of it, that's you're like your number one step. It's like you got to have a baseline. It's like jumping on the scale and say, okay, well, I weigh, let's just say 200 pounds. It's like, do I want to go up from there or go down from there?
Right.
You know, so that I tell people, stay off the scale. That's not, I mean, you got to know your numbers, but every day just stay off the scale.
Yep.
You know, it's like understand what you're taking in as far as calorie wise, and then we can dive down into macros. You know, it's like, I don't like to overwhelm people when they come in the shop because there's so much knowledge out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at their face and they're just lost. They're like, what? I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Go back to when you said hi. And it's like, do I just take this one or that one? Like, they're looking at the smoothies. You know, so it's like, okay, well, let's start with the basics. And I usually get them set up on some kind of app, like for calorie counting. And, okay, at least know how to eat. You know, it's like, I don't want to put people on diets because to me, that's a temporary word. You know, this is a life change.
It's a lifestyle.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, so if I could get somebody to understand how to eat the right way, then I won. You
Right.
know, and then they keep coming back, and as they come back, you know, it's like you just drop a little bit more, drop a little bit more, and it's like keep coming back, and before they know, it's like you're seeing pounds come off, you're seeing like muscle build up, and it's like you see these kids,
smiles.
Yeah,
The confidence.
Yep.
and so that's where it's like, man, when I started coming here, I was like, I was pudgy or I was scrawny, and it's like now I put on like 10 pounds, and like over the course of like a year or two, it's like you see a big change in a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
absolutely.
it's good, sometimes it's bad, you know. They're like, hey, come back. Let's
Been
talk.
gone too long.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and that's one of the reasons. You know, we like going there too. It's usually, especially on the weekend, there's always different people there.
Yeah.
And we connect with a lot of different people who, you know, obviously have been there for years or been going there for years. It's more like it's almost like a family community atmosphere when you go in there now, you know, especially for us. And even the first time we went there, you know, it's so welcoming, and some of the people there that we knew, some we didn't, but they still treated us, you know, with that the community feeling. So it's not like you're going into a place. No, well, I was going to say, it's not like going into a place where you feel out of place. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going somewhere where people are looking at, what are they doing here? No, it's the complete opposite. Here, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very welcoming, and we'll give you what you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you need.
Not what you want to sell.
Exactly.
And
I'm
I
big
want,
on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And that was one of our things. We've been to a lot of other supplement shops. I won't call the names, but they always try to sell. And we've had many clients that, hey, I went to this place and they tried to sell, or they sold me this, and this. And we're like, take it back.
Yeah.
Go see Eric at Pump Nutrition. And now they've been clients of yours, I'm sure, for a while, customers.
For a while, yeah.
And, you know, some of them were like, they were literally spending like $300-400 a month, and they were just starting out, and they went to these big chain supplement places, and they were selling them pre-workout that was $80-90, and protein powder was $100, and it was only lasting 15 days. And we were like, whoa, take that back. You got the receipt, take it back and go see Eric. And you know, it's one thing that we hate to see is people getting taken advantage of. You know, and especially when they're getting led in the wrong direction. No, you need to take this as the best out there. No, it's the most expensive one you have on the shelf, and that's what you're trying to make the most money off of right now.
And see, like for me, that's I get a lot of offers on people saying, hey, let me package something for you. You know, you want to come up with your own pre-workout, like let me do that. And I was like, no, that's why I stay away from the high margin items, and I stay away from like my store brand items. I don't have any store brands or anything like that, so I don't push anything with a biased opinion. You want results, hey, here's what I have. And so when people come in, they ask, you know, I don't know if you've heard me, but like I ask a lot of questions when somebody comes in.
Yeah.
They say, hey, I got kids, I've got, you know, adults, I've got people coming in saying, hey, I want the strongest pre-workout you have. Like, why?
Exactly.
It's like, how do you train? You know, it's like, what are you looking for in your pre? Because everything on my shelf is different. And I put the best product I feel is, you know, what they're looking for in their hand. And really then I don't really put anything in anybody's hands. I just give them options and educate them on what the pre-workout does. And from there, they grab what they want and they feel good about their purchase. You know, it's like, I would rather feel good about something and not feel like I was sold on anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I add on to something?
No.
You also, he also, is it the pre-workouts, the samples you have there?
Yes.
So, you know, for us, it was big, okay? You know, there's this one pre-workout that everybody feels that it's the best of the best, but you have like this horrible crash afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the name, but everybody knows which one it is. And that's the first one everybody gets hooked on. So whenever we went to him, there were several people, that would come in and they're like, what about this? What about that? And he's like, look, I got this and this and this. And I remember that conversation that he's sitting there asking people, and they ended up purchasing, or I think he gave them a sample. Try this, let me know how you feel, and come back. And, and it's awesome because where do you go to buy something and try it out and then come back and say, I want that? No, you got to buy the whole container before you decide. So I thought that was awesome.
Try it before you buy it.
Yes. I think that's an amazing thing you're doing there.
One of our things now, especially with jiu-jitsu, is recovery, right? Because you're beating yourself up not only on the mat but in the gym as well. And so for all the jiu-jitsu listeners out there, what would you say would be one of the best, and not trying to sell a particular product, but what's the best supplement you can take for recovery?
Aminos. I mean, by far, okay, so jiu-jitsu is a whole different sport.
Right.
You're using your core a lot more than a lot of just bodybuilding.
Yep.
So I always tell, I have guys that come in for pre-workouts every day for jiu-jitsu or, mixed martial arts. I stay away from the pre-workouts on jiu-jitsu. On something like that, I would go with a caffeinated amino.
Yep.
Because you don't have the acidity, you don't want to throw up during
exactly.
That's a common problem.
Yeah.
So you want to be focused, and something with even a focus and an amino would be the perfect pre-workout in my opinion.
Yep.
But caffeinated aminos, you're getting the recovery part of it. So when obviously this, but your muscle fibers, the protein is going to mend those muscle fibers.
Right.
The amino is the parent of the protein, so it's going to facilitate that process, and it's going to speed it up. So that's what I try to explain to people and break it down into layman's terms for a lot of people coming in. You don't want to overwhelm somebody with a bunch of technical information. It's look, this is what it does. You need this, this, and this. This is just your base. Anything else is extra.
Yes.
You don't need it, but it's good to have.
Yeah. And that's what we tell, a lot of people, even in the bodybuilding industry, but also in jiu-jitsu now, is I probably take more aminos now than I ever have in my entire life. Yeah. And it's that whole feeling, especially afterwards. I mean, you feel completely drained and beat down. And, of course, I drink the aminos in the evening without the caffeine because I want to go to bed afterwards. Yeah. But usually we'll drink another shake of just aminos afterwards. And I feel great. Yeah. Especially the next day. I don't wake up as sore and beat up and tired. And it's funny because when we first started, I seen some of the other people that we were rolling with. It's like, hey, man, that's got a lot of caffeine in it. And they were like, it does? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
They just keep adding scoops.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you're going to be up all night.
Exactly. And that's what we say. Listen, your body gets so used to that caffeine after a while, and then that's what makes it hard to sleep at night. It's what makes it hard to do a lot of different things. You need to transition to a different one, especially with less caffeine or no caffeine, to get your body off of that much caffeine. Because if you're taking 4 or 5 scoops a day and you're not realizing that you're taking 500 to 1,000 milligrams of caffeine and not even realizing it. Plus they're drinking coffee. Plus they're drinking energy drinks. Yes. That's a big thing too that we see is the energy drinks.
Yeah, especially in the corporate world. You walk into your office, you grab your coffee, and then you're talking. It's like, okay, well, let's go talk about the coffee maker. Somebody's pouring a cup. Okay, that smells good. Let me get another cup.
Right.
And you're 4 cups in throughout the day. It's like then after work you're crashing. It's like, oh, I need an energy drink.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I need to go pre-workout before I go work out. And it's like, there goes your caffeine intake.
Yeah.
Listen, that is so easy to do because remember, was it last prep? I was to the point, I think that I was drinking maybe 4 to 6 cups of coffee a day, and I was like, what's going on? And and nowadays the coffee cups, I mean, literally this is probably
2 cups,
at least 2 cups.
Yeah. So I was, and not even the cups. I'm talking about the scoops that you put in.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm referring to because I don't mind drinking watered down coffee. It doesn't bother me. But when you're actually putting, in the, what's that machine called?
Espresso.
No, el otro, the one we have.
Keurig?
Yeah.
Keurig, there you go. I forgot.
It has a little,
Cups.
Single cup.
Yeah, so one little scoop is tiny. So sometimes it's not big enough, so I have to put a couple.
Add a little more.
Exactly. So that's 2 cups right there of coffee, not considering the size of the liquid or anything. Then on top of that pre-workout, so yeah, I got to cut back.
So, one thing I do is I cycle on and off, because everything in my shelf, on my shelves at the shop, everything I test. So if somebody comes in, it's like, okay, well, what about this product? I know because I've tried it. And then I have my athletes that try it, you know, in the morning, at night. So I go through times when it's like, I don't even want caffeine. Like, I'll go through a month or two, and then I'll ramp up on the caffeine so I can try the high stem products and then go to low stem products and see. So you have to reset your adrenal glands. For
Yes, you
those
do.
listeners out there that don't understand that part of it, it's like you got to kind of cycle on and off. And if you stay on high stem, your tolerance is just going to go like way up from there.
Yep.
So how long do you usually cycle for? Because I know for me, it's usually about a month on high stem, and then I have to go right back to low stem. Because otherwise, I'll be taking 2 scoops of high stem before I actually feel it kick in.
Yeah. I mean, I like right now, I'm having a hard time getting my caffeine tolerance up. You know, it's like I go through, like, usually I'll take about a month off, sometimes 2 months. Right now I'm going on like 4 months, and I take 1 scoop of whatever and I'm lit. You know, I'm up all night. So I like taking my pre-workout in the morning when I go my morning workouts. That way I don't have to worry about crashing or not sleeping.
Yep. Another thing that we hear a lot about is people not being able to sleep. I mean, obviously sometimes you know, they're taking too much caffeine too late in the day and they're not realizing it. Or their body isn't processing it quick enough because, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people just aren't as active to help burn that caffeine, so they have problems sleeping. Do you recommend anything to help sleep?
Well, okay, before I get there, there's one thing that a lot of people don't realize in pre-workouts. If you're taking it after work, let's just say most people's work day ends at 5. Like mine ends at 6. So I take a pre-workout at 6:30 or 6 o'clock on the dot or whatever, and I'm training by 7. Okay, so if I take a pre-workout that says decaffeinated anything, that's dehydrated caffeine. A lot of people don't realize that that's a time-released energy.
Right.
So they go to their gym, and they take their pre-workout with the decaffeinated, caffeine in there. That's gonna be over time. So it's not gonna let you sleep. You're not going to be wired, but you're not going to be sleepy.
Right.
Restless.
There's only one pre-workout that does that to me every time. It's like, I love it, but I hate it at the same time because I can't take it. It's like, I want to take this one, but I'm only going to take that in the morning, and I know that. So understanding that's why I do the sampling, the pre-workout shots. Some people just change it up every workout, and they don't buy a unit because they work out next to the shop, and they'll come in, okay, I'm doing shoulders, or I'm doing back, or I'm doing legs. And based off of what they're working out, I recommend different things. You don't necessarily have to go high stem every time.
Right.
You want to get some focal work in there and really focus on some of the smaller muscles. But, going back to your question is, for sleep aids, if you're taking pre-workouts, a lot of people don't realize what CBD actually does. I take CBD sometimes at night just to bring me back down from, the pre-workouts. But aside from that, I can't take sleep aids personally because I don't like taking something right before I go to bed.
Right.
But a lot of people, they like the, Rep Sports has one called Hyper Sleep. Okay. There's a couple other ones that are like, Insane Labs has another one. The names are a little different, but, but they actually do help, and you don't wake up groggy.
Yeah.
So.
That's got to be one of the most important ones.
So for me, like if I take melatonin, it actually makes me super groggy in the morning. Even if I get 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep, I wake up more tired than when I went to bed.
Yeah.
And then also, I used to take it years ago, and I would sleepwalk, and that was a bad thing. Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I would be outside. Yeah. But what I take now is just GABA. That's what I take.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also take the CBD gummies that you have, and the oils.
The oils are good.
Yeah, I love the oils. The oils I feel almost immediately, and it lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Literally, I think the last time I took it was it lasted over half a day. Like I could literally feel it, and I loved it.
So I have 2 kinds. So one is for daytime, one's for nighttime. The nighttime one has chamomile to help you sleep. So that one's pretty good.
Okay,
There's also another lotion that you have there.
Yeah, I love that CBD.
Guys, let me tell you, that lotion is miraculously.
Miraculously.
Yeah, it is. Tell them a little bit about that lotion.
The lotion it's by Spire. It's a CBD company. It's 100% CBD, and it's 0% THC. So you're not gonna get popped by a drug test or anything like that. So I do take into consideration that I do have corporate people that come in and shop, you know, so definitely don't want to put them at risk or anything like that. But if you're having joint issues or, you know, lower back problems or knee pains or elbow or anything like that, it's a topical cream. You just rub it on and you'll feel it in that targeted area. So
Immediately.
Yeah, it works pretty fast.
And I think that's a huge misconception too, because usually when we tell people about CBD, they're like, "Oh, I can't take that. I have a drug test or whatever." It's like, no, I didn't say anything about putting weed in your system or marijuana.
I go smoke a joint.
Like, listen, this is
I hear that
CBD.
often.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And people that actually smoke, they'll come in. It's like, oh no, I smoke for that. And I was like, well, you don't really get the benefit of CBD
Yeah.
with smoking. You know, so and you're educating them. It's like, okay, well, I didn't know it was different. You know, so
Yeah, exactly.
Very different.
They need to see not only that side of it for what they're doing, but also the medicinal side of the CBD, right? I mean, it's great for it's an anti-inflammatory. It helps with the healing process, especially for me. I use it on my lower back whenever it feels tight.
And it helps with insomnia too.
Yeah.
So it's a great sleep aid.
Yeah.
That is true.
I love it. I mean, you can feel it like immediately.
Yeah.
Actually, it sits right beside our bed on the nightstand. When I need it, okay, babe, I need some on my lower back or my knee or whatever, you know, I'll just rub it on. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, usually we sleep with it. But yeah, so tell people a little bit about the shakes that you offer. You know, that service, the awesome service. Getting hungry now.
No.
I know. Like so the smoothies are real fruit smoothies. I mean, we do have, you know, several options, and we can make whatever you want really based off of what fruits I have at the shop. So a lot of people come in, you know, they just want something tasty. We can do that. If they want something macro friendly, we can do that. If they want something heavier on the macros to grow, we can do that too. So we've got a ton of boosters. As far as, like, when I say boosters, I'm talking like glutamine, aminos, caffeine, or fat burners, anything like that we can put in your smoothie without changing the quality or flavor or anything like that. So
I have to say something real quick. So right now, because we are prepping for show, the other day we came in and, you know, the boys are having, you know, what's
the Big Guns
the
Bowl.
Big Guns Bowl, which is delicious. And you had that.
The Big Guns Bowl.
Okay, well, those, okay. So he's like, I got you, don't worry. So he makes me this, what was it, a recovery run?
it was a
BCA, right?
Aminos slushy.
Yeah, it was so good. Like, I was looking and I was drooling, but at the same time, I didn't feel left out, and he took care of me.
Yeah, a lot of times I get a lot of athletes in there that they just want to kill that craving.
Yes.
It's like, I want something, but I can't. And they're staring at the menu. I feel bad. It's like, okay, well, I can hook you up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, you got to get your aminos anyway.
Yes.
And that's something that most athletes are taking already. So it's like, you're not adding extra calories or anything, changing anybody's meal plans. It's like, all right, you're just taking in ice.
Yeah, and,
Exactly.
And then another thing too that we've have clients who have been on prep and who are actually, you know, following macros. They come in and they, you know, visit Eric and he hooks them up. Let me give you what you can have.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, who's your trainer? Okay, I know what you can have.
Yeah,
Exactly,
so,
and that's the other thing too. If you have, like, I know before, I think her last show went in there and it was like, hey, I can only have this many macros. This is what I can have. This much protein. This much fat. Oh, okay, I got the perfect thing for you.
Yeah.
And that's what she would go in there and get all the time. Especially, I think she was eating it even all the way at like 3 weeks out from the show.
Yeah.
And then of course
Still placed.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So it's like very, very macro friendly, and then also customizable to your own likings. You know, it's not just what's there. That's what you get.
yes.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people in the area, like, they know the shop. Like, if you know, you know.
Right.
When people come in, I've got couches in there. You know, people go and they'll hang out for hours.
And he has
Literally
a big mirror
hours.
for selfies.
People want to see themselves. He's like, they come back from the gym, I'm making the smoothie, and they're looking at themselves. You know, it's like, all right, flex time.
There's
Exactly.
the pump. Check out the pump.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think we were going on a little weekend getaway one time. We stopped by there just to get a smoothie, and we were supposed to be in, I think it was Kerrville's where we were headed to, and we were supposed to, like, literally go in and come out, and we were still there at the time we were supposed to check in at the hotel. And we didn't leave the shop. We were supposed to be there for 10 minutes. I think we stayed for like 3.5 hours because everybody kept coming in. It was just like
fun.
we were talking about at the beginning. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like a community, you know. Everybody was just chatting and getting along, and of course eating good food.
Yes.
I mean, it's a place, like, I have a lot of trainers that are, you know, they're local. So between sessions, it's like, where do you go? I don't want to go home. So
Yeah, right.
Let me go to pump.
Right.
You know, so they'll be there for hours at a time. It's like, all right, I got to go. Let me go train somebody, and then they come right back.
Exactly. And not only that, you get to keep the morale up, of especially trainers like me. If I go home, I just want to take a nap. I'll wake up. I don't want to do nothing. You know, I'm sure that's how most people are. But it's like you don't want to relax too much, and then you get too comfortable. It's like you don't want to go back and do nothing. So you kind of want to keep it up. So you go, especially talking to other like-minded people, you know, it kind of keeps energy there.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like if you're just learning or still like, I say just learning. I'm always studying or I'm always asking
always
questions.
learning.
So like being around
like-minded people.
Yeah, you keep learning. You know, you keep continuing on education, and then next thing you know, I'm making smoothies and I'm busy. The shop's busy, but everybody's having these little break-off sessions that they didn't expect, and it's like, okay, that's why you're there. You know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think this weekend what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come by and get some BCAs to bring by the academy.
Okay.
We'll just buy them from you, bring them by the academy. 85 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. For you that don't know, that's where we train at. It's what we love. You know, it's more like-minded people. I can't wait for you to meet them as well. They're awesome people. You know, along with Lee from Fitness Depot. I mean, I think you've met Lee before, but they're all great people, man. We love the community and the camaraderie that we have between all of us, especially entrepreneurs here at 1814 Adventures. We love everything about it. Everybody is just, I mean, it's like family to us now.
Yes.
You know, it's awesome to see the people that you can come together with to help grow not only your business, but their business and change lives. You know, that's the biggest thing with entrepreneurship, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you want to, go ahead and give your address. That way people can come by and visit you, your handles on IG and all that good stuff. Yeah,
you can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Pump Nutrition Katie. That's PUMPD for a lot of people that are looking it up. You know, so each of the stores will have different Instagram accounts. Mine will be the one that says Katie on it. So I'm at 19702 Psalms Road, Houston, Texas 77084. So I'm right on the border of Houston and Katy. So a lot of people in the area, they'll know me by right next to the Katy Bingo.
And you do DoorDash too, right?
I do DoorDash.
See, I got you covered, guys.
For those in the area, you know, look me up.
Yep. He takes care of you guys. Listen, as you already know, the people we bring to y'all, it's because we highly recommend them. We truly stand behind what they do, and most importantly, they will always take care of you. So, did we miss anything that you want to share?
No, I mean, I think we covered it, you know, just for the people that are coming to the shop or questioning what I do there. So we do smoothies, we do smoothie bowls. I even do like fresh squeezed lemon ginger shots.
They're good.
They are really good.
Those will wake you up in the morning.
Yes, they will.
They'll help you with your digestion, inflammation, a lot of health benefits behind that. I do meals for those questioning, like you can stop in. It's a one-stop shop. So you come in, you get your smoothie, you get a couple meals for the day or for the week, and then you get your subs too. So based on what you need, if you're a snacker, I'm always going through different like snacks and macro friendly. Some are, if you want something that tastes good, I have that. If you want something that fits your macros, I have that. So I'm always cycling through different bars and snacks at the shop, because a lot of people like protein popcorn, for example. People love that.
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
That's my go-to right there.
Yeah, they're great.
And the other one was the
peanut butter or something?
Yeah, the muscle cookie, right?
Muscle sandwich.
Muscle sandwich.
Yeah,
I have
amazing.
yet to find that anywhere else besides there. That thing is amazing.
Yeah. So they have 3 flavors right now. It's vanilla, chocolate, and banana honey.
Okay.
Those are my top sellers right there.
So what we're talking about is for those who, and even people that are not on macros, this is very important. Thanks for bringing that up. So, let's say that you wanted to change your lifestyle and you're tired of eating these chocolates that, when you're at the grocery store, you look to the right and you look to the left and that's all they're giving you. These options are protein-based, they're macro-friendly, you don't have to fall off track because it won't tear your stomach up. It'll allow you to actually, cure the craving. Is that how you say it? Cure the craving, but still you're on plan, or you don't feel like you cheated, or if you were so focused on wanting to, eat healthier, this is the way to go, guys. So, I mean, listen, he's got popcorn, he's got cookies, and this thing that he's talking about, I'm jealous because I haven't tried it and I want to try it, but I can't right now because we're so close to show. But, you know, again, could I have it? Yeah, I could. But, you know, I want to bring my 110. So
I have to say, I'm pretty upset you didn't bring any way I could try in front of the camera.
He was so mad at me the other day. I went, he's like, you didn't bring me that? I was like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Those things are awesome.
Yeah.
So one other quick question. So we know a good bit of people that compete in jiu-jitsu, and their thing is in that industry, what they're used to doing is not eating at all, so they can weigh in. So we've helped and continue to help more jiu-jitsu practitioners and competitors dialing their diet in, you know, for one, to have energy, but their thing is they don't want to eat, you know, and this would be a good thing for them to eat, especially the day of competition, you know, when they don't want to eat anything heavy, you know, if they're competing early on or even later on as they get closer to that, you know, because obviously when you get to the nerves and all that, you're going to want to throw up and everything else from eating. And, you know, this is one of the things I tell them, listen, this are the things you can snack on before you go compete, you know, not right before you get into the ring, obviously, but, you know, beforehand, that way you're not having a stomach full of food and the nerves and jitters are getting to you and you want to throw up. You know, these are great snacks to have, and they're good nutritiously for you.
Also your marathon runners, you know, we've got a lot of runners as well that.
Yeah. What I try to break it down to people is like, okay, when you go to a restaurant, like let's just say a sit-down restaurant, you look at the menu and then you let's look at the healthy choices. Like, have y'all seen that menu? Okay.
Absolutely.
What are the calorie counts on that? Like, I mean, just throw ballparks out there. It's like
2,000 calories for a meal.
Yeah. So that's for a regular meal. But on the healthy side, you'll see some they're like 660 or
800,
700, 800. It's like, okay, so that's even high.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the meals that I have in the shop are between 300 and 600 calories. You're getting 30 grams of protein on up. And then the carbs are going to be, you know, varied between, you know, the different meals. So 30 carbs, 50 carbs, or 6 carbs.
Which is almost the perfect portion for your normal person and athlete.
I'm laughing because, I'm sorry, I have to just say this. You go to a restaurant, how much protein do they really give you?
Exactly.
3 grams.
Like, give me 3 servings, please. 3 servings, and they're looking at you like you're crazy. But people don't realize when you go out to eat, they're never giving you the quantity of protein that you should be consuming. Correct. But they'll load up the carbs.
Yeah, it's easy to load up on mashed potatoes.
Exactly.
But my point on that is like, okay, so you're looking at those macros, and if you're trying to get a snack in before a fight or something like that, you can take in a bar with 30 grams of protein, 300 calories, and 27 carbs, and your fats are fine because you're about to go in a fight.
Exactly.
But that's not going to keep you full. It's a small meal, basically. And that's what I try to get through to some people. It's like, well, I'm not eating because I'm trying to lose weight. Well, you need to snack often, but get the right things in and get substance. You know, you get more out of that bar than you are, you know, that little side salad.
Yeah, or a Snickers bar.
Exactly.
And a Coke, you know.
Hey.
A Diet Coke.
That one,
right?
I'm on a diet.
That was me before. I was on a diet, but it was a Coke and a Snicker bar for breakfast.
That's funny. We always hear that, the Diet Coke with the Big Mac.
Oh,
It's so funny.
Large Diet Coke,
I
please.
tell you, one of the funniest things is, especially in the corporate world, this guy that I used to work with, he went and got this new thing. I forget from which place it was, fast food. It was the veggie burger, right?
Yeah.
And it was like this super size with this big drink. And he says, no, man, I'm trying to eat healthier. I got the veggie burger. And I'm like,
I mean, technically, it's healthier than the regular burger, but it's not gonna do much.
No.
That fry just eliminated everything.
That 40 calories you saved, you just drank it and ate it in fries.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, you need to go check out Eric, Pump Nutrition
please
Katie.
do.
If you have any questions, even if you want to just look around and see what he has to offer, go check him out. You want to shoot the address one more time?
It's 19702 Psalms Road, Houston, Texas, 77084.
And we will tag him as well, you know, on the post. So just stay tuned, and don't forget, subscribe to our Spotify, SIP Warriors. You could also follow us on Strength and Pain Fitness, LLC on Facebook, and the handle on Instagram is Strength and Pain Fitness.
And website, strengthandpainfitness.com.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for coming out, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of knowledge dropped. Go check him out,
Yes.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.